Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Avengers, issue 690, part 16 of No Surrender. And this is actually just an epilogue. The story ended last issue. Jarvis is coming back to the mansion. Takes a full page to get there. Then we get a 2-page spread of ruins and the little dumb fake wasps yelling Jarvis. And she gives him a big old bear hug even though he's in a wheelchair, which is, that's just rude. And we get a bunch of pointless jibber jabber that goes on and on. Voyager apologizes and they're like, join the team! And she's like, no! And she leaves taking the Challenger with her. Then we cut to the 8th planet of the E-Wing cluster, where the Grandmaster confronts some of the participants of the game, the Black Order, and he has some plans for them. And over at Nowhere, which is inside the decapitated head of a Celestial floating on the edge of reality, is the Lethal Legion. Now, for some reason, somehow, Captain Glory is right back in fighting shape, even though his back was broken by the Hulk a few issues ago. That doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. He's fine. Well, they decide they're all gonna stick together and form a team of some kind because none of them can really go home, or some of them don't have homes to go to. Meanwhile, in Texas, Living Lightning is hanging out with Red Wolf, and they decide they're gonna have team-ups or something. And then we cut over to the Avengers Auxiliary HQ, and we've got these little blurbs underneath the locations, and they start out kind of simple, like the place where the Black Order are is the Wide Desert. Then we got Nowhere, where they're in Allah's bar. Then in Texas, where just your standard issue warehouse turned lair. And now we're in Avengers Auxiliary HQ, now with decent tools, man. This is atrocious writing. The genius purple hair girl is fixing the Vision while chatting on the phone with Roberto, who apparently, aside from having all these amazing powers, when he uses his powers without the headband, it shaves years off his life, and he's going back to his roots and not gonna be an Avenger anymore. So he's going back to being Cis and X. Okay, I don't know what that means, and honestly, I don't care. Then in Central Park, we've got Wanda Maximoff and Brother Voodoo tracking down Synapse, and they say, we think Quicksilver's alive, and we're going to go dimension hopping to find him because he went faster than the bounds of physical reality or something. Yeah, he tapped into the Speed Force, okay? That's what they're getting at. So there's a Flash knockoff in the making, and there's supposed to be a one-shot coming. I'll check that out, because I like Quicksilver, and hopefully that'll be good. Then we cut back over to the ruins of the X-Mansion, where everybody's just standing around, and Falcon's got his hands on his girly hips again, and Wonder Man's like, alright, I should get going, and Hercules is like, no, you have to come party with the gods, because you've distracted the Hulk. Falcon has to tell Girl Thor that, don't break Wonder Man. Falcon does not get an invite, probably because of racism, but Hercules, Wonder Man, and Thor, Girl Thor I should say, get beamed up by Heimdall, and Captain America and Falcon just kind of stand there looking like chumps. Meanwhile, Hawkeye is talking to Bruce Banner in what appears to be an abandoned diner because they're just casually talking superhero stuff, and Hawkeye says that he's wearing his stupid costume now. So yeah, they have a chat, and Bruce is like, I'm sorry I put you through all that, because we gotta cover up the fact that you murdered me and kind of retcon that. So that's what this conversation is. He's like, glad to do it. I had a vision that you were gonna kill all my friends. Banner's like, alright, whatever. So he's leaving, and Hawkeye's like, you're not a bad person, Bruce. And then Bruce just leaves. It was stupid. Then there's some banter about the Fantastic Four and X-Men helping rebuild the mansion, and Nadia, the fake wasp, decides to show Jarvis, whose weight fluctuates throughout this book, and so does the shape and size of his head, that she invented an AI program called Jarvis. Oh my gosh, what an original idea that I never saw in the Iron Man movies. That was created by Tony Stark in a movie like 6 years ago. Okay, so no, another unoriginal idea converted over and stolen by some teenage girl who's a quote genius. Okay, you're right. Nobody will ever notice that one, guys. Stupid. Then they reveal this statue that looks amazingly top heavy and has no real structural support for most of the top row. So that's doomed to fail and probably going to crush some people. Then there's some advertisements. Apparently next week Avengers issue 1 comes out with some terrible art. Then Quicksilver No Surrender comes out in May. So they're going to drag this out. Oh, it's written by Saladin Ahmed. So that's going to be garbage. Then the Immortal Hulk. And then we have an epilogue, which I almost ignored. And it's kind of a lead in to the new Avengers book. And it's just Challenger talking to Voyager. This whole book is just a waste of $4. It's like they decided to wrap up a sitcom, like they're trying to put an end cap on the series. And it's not well done, it's not funny, it's not interesting, nothing dynamic happens. It's just a bunch of talking. A bunch of needless talking. Like, I don't care what Living Lightning does. He's a third string character on a good day, okay? I don't care what him and Red Wolf are doing, if that they're now partners in adventuring or whatever. Who cares? Seriously, I don't care about either one of them. They're not good characters. They're nice supporting characters. I don't care that they're having a team up. It's not going to come up. If it does, I'm not going to read it. It's stupid. Anyway, this trash heap was written by Mark Waid, Al Ewing, and Jim Zub. Artist was Pepe Larraz, which he's not very good. Color artist David Carell, did fine. Letterer was VC's Corey Petit. Good job. Cover by Mark Brooks. The cover was good. I like the cover. Too bad it doesn't look this cool in the book. Oh, Tom Brevoort was the editor. Assistant editor Alana Smith. Well, I think the editors should be reprimanded for letting this trash heap through, because this is garbage. The art's terrible. Vision looked pretty good. I'll give him credit for that. And some of the equipment looked pretty cool, but the people, their faces all look weird. Wanda has a stupid hat. This book is garbage. Don't buy this. It's a waste of money. It's bad enough last issue was terrible. This is just boring. Like, super boring. I had to put this down like 3 or 4 times because I could only read 2 or 3 pages at a time because it was so boring. There's nothing happening. The entire thing is people standing around talking. You know what? I could do that in what I call real life, where I know a bunch of boring people who don't do anything and stand around and talk. Yeah, it's called The Outside. I don't need to pay $4 for it. Don't buy this. Is trash. Yeah, that's my assessment of that. The cover's cool, but that's it. Don't buy it. It's a clever ruse to get you to buy a trash book. So that's gonna do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. Be sure and hit like and subscribe if you like what we're doing, and links for our Patreon are down below. And as always, we hope to see you next time.